In a world where the Blackhawks don't make the playoffs, they expect to make their rivals suffer the same fate. However, their plans are foiled because the Avalanche can't win a game when they really need to.
Yeah. Woohoo! We are in a snow week. Yeah. You can't get any better.
Hello, welcome to Hawks Recap Game 81, and the Blackhawks lose to the St. Louis Blues by a score of 4-1. Last home game for the Blackhawks this season, most likely the last home game as a Blackhawk for Patrick Sharp. And unfortunately, this game should have been a lot better. Coming into this game, or the last three games here of this season, Blackhawks playing the Blues twice. They have a chance to possibly knock the Blues out of the playoffs with some help from the Avalanche. Now, the Avalanche have lost 4 out of the last 5 games, so Blackhawks beating the Blues in the first meeting, hoping to be able to officially knock them out in this one, but because of the Avalanche's struggles, this game ended up not really meaning anything, and the Blues and the Avalanche basically play for winner-take-all Saturday night. And it seemed like maybe because of the fact that that opportunity got taken out of the Blackhawks fans, they kind of seemed to mail it in a little bit. Now, that's still not an excuse. It is the last home game for the team this season. Last chance to give your fans a send-off before the long off-season, but it wasn't there. It just wasn't there. They were able to play Chelsea Dagger once at least, but it would have been nice to put up a little bit better of an effort. In addition to that, it was kind of rumored that it possibly would be Sharp's last home game, that he would probably be retiring after this season. It seems like that has kind of been confirmed a little bit post-game here. No official word, but just interviews for Sharp. He seems to suggest he's going to be done. And boy, am I going to miss Sharpie. He came over in 2005 via trade with the Flyers. So he was in before the going got good for the Hawks. Had a couple years there where it was a real struggle in Chicago. And he went through the dark times and then was able to live through the glory decade essentially for the Hawks here. It's going to be sad to see him go. It sucked when he went to Dallas because he just didn't look right in a different uniform. I'm really, really happy we were able to bring him back, and we got him back on a real cheap contract. So it didn't hurt us this season. Our struggles this season weren't anything to do with signing Sharp. He scored 10 goals for us with that contract, which is fantastic. And yeah, it sucked. It sucked seeing him take that final lap after the game here. That kind of one last lap there. Just emotional. I know the Sedins kind of had their own thing. This was much more subdued, but my goodness, the things he's meant to this franchise since he's been here can't be overstated. And I fully expect him to be involved with this organization in the future here, whether it's on TV as an analyst or something in the front office. Maybe, I have no idea, but I can't imagine him not being or not having some sort of role with this club. In terms of this game, like I said, it was not a great effort from the Hawks. Not something you wanted to see for the last home game of the year or last Sharp home game in his career. You wanted to have a better effort than that. Blues needed this game, though, or at least winning this game for them makes it a little bit easier for the game against the Avalanche Saturday night, because now the Blues only need a single point, so they can lose in overtime and they'll still make the playoffs. But this was a snooze fest. This was boring. This was not a fun game to watch all that much. This was not a typical Blues versus Blackhawks hockey game, intense playoff-like atmosphere type of game. It just wasn't. It was very much subdued. and it was disappointing in that regard. Berglund would get a redirection goal very late in the first period, a little under 2 minutes left, and the Blues would take that 1-goal lead or 1-0 lead all the way into the third period. There just wasn't a whole lot of chances in this game. It just wasn't really exciting for either team, honestly. So that's when I kind of say it was a snooze fest. It wasn't really all that exciting, unfortunately. But Gustafsson would tie the game up to make it 1-1. But then shortly after that, Berglund would score his second of the game, and then James Schwartz would get a goal, and then Berglund would get a hat trick with an empty netter very late in the game. The score was close for a good chunk of this game, all the way into the third until the Blues kind of pulled away there, but it wasn't an exciting close game. And I don't know how much I can really stress that. Like, I've said it enough already. I'm trying to drill it into your brains. I'm trying to drill it into my own brains. I'm just trying to drill it into the air around me. It kind of sucked. It sucked. This game was just not a good game. Honestly, there's just really not a whole lot to say about this game other than what I've just already said. I don't really want to waste your time because this game really doesn't deserve that. There's one more game left for the Blackhawks this season, which is kind of nuts in itself. But it's against the Winnipeg Jets. This is going to be the back end of a back-to-back to finish this season. Jets already know they're playing the Wild in the first round of the playoffs. They already know they have home ice advantage in the first round of the playoffs. Blackhawks, they don't really have anything to play for either. So this game doesn't really mean anything for the last game of the season. I just hope it's a little bit more entertaining hockey. We'll see, I guess. Like I said, I don't really want to waste your time here. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Hawks Recap. I hope you got something out of it. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate that as always. Seriously, you guys have been awesome all season. We got one game left. Let's make it count here. Stay safe, make good decisions, and I'll see you next time.